Burn Nation. Welcome to the Burn Boot Camp podcast. I'm Anne's your host today, and we have a very special transformation story. The very first one where it has occurred wholly on Burn on Demand, which is so exciting. We have Kendra Jordan. Welcome, Kendra.
Hi, thanks for having me.
It's so great to have you. Kendra, you're near Springdale, Arkansas, but you are our very first Burn on Demand transformation story, which is so exciting. We've been putting a lot of effort and love into all of our categories and all of our offerings, and it's just so exciting to talk to somebody who has really benefited the way you have from that platform. Talk to me. Well, first of all, tell me about how you found Burn on Demand and how you got started with us.
Yeah, for sure. So I first found Burn on Instagram, and I went into a gym. I think it was a week for 69 or whatever. Yep. The 7 days for 69, I think, was the promo that was going. And so I went into a gym and I did 2 workouts in the gym, and then I got sick. So I missed the rest of my week. And I had remembered that they said something about a virtual option when I was in the gym. And so I started getting on YouTube, looking around, found the Burn Boot Camp channel before Burn on Demand was even a thing. And started doing some of the YouTube workouts. And that was even before Matt was doing daily ones. So it was just old ones from COVID times. And so I was doing those workouts. And then just about the time where I was doing the same workout over and over and over again, you guys did the daily videos on YouTube for that 6 months, 7 months, however long it was. And then the app came out. And so it has been just a progression of doing the same workout over and over and over again to having daily ones, and now having the app and so many options.
Yeah. And not having to listen to Matt say the same thing over and over and over again, just getting to hear his new lingo,
right?
That we all, that's the reason why we all do the live, right? I mean, it's just like, what's for breakfast? Peaches, baby. It just it makes your day. That's all it is.
Yeah, it does.
Well, that's so exciting. So you do the live. How many times a week?
So I am a 5-day-a-week girly.
Wow.
I actually haven't done a live, but my husband and we get up 5 a.m. every morning and get our workouts in while our kids are sleeping. So it works out really well for us. We don't have to get kids up. We don't have to take them anywhere. We get to work out together. And it really works for us. It's such a good, some days it's the only 45 minutes we get with each other. And so it's really great for us.
Yeah. That's so cool. That is, it's a way of connecting, with your partner and getting your workout in so that you have all those, endorphins, and you have the results, and you have the confidence together. And you just have to, kind of stumble out into your gym or wherever it is you work out, and it's just right there.
Right. And, you have somebody to drag you out of bed, like, hey, some days it's me, some days it's him, but each of us have our days where we're like, okay, it's time to get up. You got to get up now.
Yep. 100%. That's the accountability. Yep. 100%. And it really is, it's part of the community when you're in a brick and mortar, you're on the floating floor, but it's tougher when you're on demand and you have the option of, hitting pause or, putting a load of laundry in instead of getting to your workout. So kudos to you. That is great. And I love that you and your husband do that together. That's so cool. That's amazing.
Yeah. It's really done wonders.
Yeah, I'm sure. So tell me a little bit about yourself, growing up. Like what was exercise? What was athletics, nutrition? what shaped your body image? Talk to me about all those things.
Sure. So growing up, I was an athlete. I played volleyball. I played softball. I was active all of the time. But there was no real conversation around body image or nutrition or anything like that. I have siblings that are 5 and 10 years younger than me. So my parents were raising kiddos when I was going through body image stuff. So once I got to college and I wasn't working out anymore, it really hit me hard. I didn't have a good base for eating to feed my body and continuing those workouts. There was very little motivation to keep doing that activity. And so I struggled with my weight for a long time. I had 2 babies, 19 months apart, and it did its duty on my job. It did its thing, or on my body. It did its thing. So after that, I struggled for several years. You know, you raising 2 kiddos. My husband coaches football, so half of the year he is MIA for most of the time. And there was no take time for yourself, and it was survival mode. It was, let's just get through each day as we can get through it.
100%. Yeah, it is. That's the perfect way to put it. It is survival mode. There is no taking time for me. It's, you know, really just kind of hanging on for dear life, moment by moment, day by day. And that's when you really do put your goals and who you were up on the shelf, and it starts to collect dust. And, you know, especially as an athlete, I think that the people that I've talked to that were so active and were so successful and felt that confidence and the powerfulness and the in control of their self-image and their self-worth and who they sort of decided they were going to be. It does a number on that part of you to have to put those goals up on the shelf. Tell me about that and how you managed to get through that.
Yeah. So, it really does do a number on you. And once you start packing on the pounds and feeling weak, you know, when you're an athlete, you feel strong and you feel confident, just like you said, and you start feeling weak as if, you know, your body's just not the same. So like I said, they're 19 months apart. About the time they were 5 and 6, is when I really was like, you know what, I've got to take care of myself. You know, I don't have to spoon feed them. I don't have to, you know, make sure that they're going to the bathroom. They got to a point where they could kind of entertain each other and themselves. And that mom guilt kind of gets a little better, and you're like, you can take some time for yourself. It's okay. You have permission to take time for yourself and make yourself better for them, really.
Yeah, truly. Yeah, it is. It gives you a little bit of breathing room once they get to a certain place. And then you really do realize that taking care of yourself and taking care of your children are one and the same. You cannot show up for your family if you're not showing up for yourself. And, you know, if you don't have that purpose and that empowerment and those goals that you're going for, you're really teaching them that being a mom is sacrifice only. Right. And it's about being a martyr. Right. And that's not what
all that
anybody
you can
wants to teach their children. Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know if I said this, but I have 2 little girls. And so showing them that you can be a mom and love your kiddos, you can work full time, and you can take care of yourself. Like, you can do all of those things, and you should.
Yep.
I saw a quote once, and I don't even know where it came from, but it really stuck with me. And it said, you say you'll do anything for your kids, but will you take care of yourself for them?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, if I'm taking care of myself now at 35, I may still be around when I'm 70 because I did that.
Yes. And if you're doing burn on demand 5 days a week, you're going to be not only be around, but you're going to be throwing those grandkids up in the air and chasing them on the beach. And, you know, you're just, and even more than that, you're teaching your daughters about feeling confident and accepting themselves unconditionally, not judging their bodies, not judging the food that they eat like we all used to, you know, feeling like that you need to go burn off whatever it was, however many calories that you ate, that sort of psychosis that we all kind of lived with and we just thought was normal. But yeah, there is nothing better than to show your children and little girls in particular that confidence is something, it's a skill that you work on and you can acquire, and it you know, it takes practice and it takes reps. We say confidence takes reps. But they're watching you and they're internalizing what they're saying. And so kudos to you. That's amazing, Kendra. That's awesome.
We really try to push that we want to be strong, right? We don't use the skinny word. We use the other S word. We use strong. Like I said, my husband coaches football, and so they are around that a lot, and they see these boys lifting weights and running and doing all these things. And I really want them to know the boys can do it, but so can the girls. Girls should have muscles too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That is so amazing. I love the S word. That's I'm gonna have to start using that. Don't use the S word. No, that's amazing. And I'm so excited that they get to see that. The whole run like a girl, lift like a girl. Yeah. Get out of the freaking way. 'Cause we do that. We do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great. Well, so tell me about, so you were an athlete, you know, in your early years. Tell me about, you know, so you mentioned that you had, you know, becoming a mom, it really does do a number on your body. And it shifts your perspective so much. Tell me about the swing back to getting back to yourself and overcoming obstacles like injuries and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So as much as COVID was such a downer, it really opened some stuff up. I started working from home once COVID hit, and we had a treadmill that was collecting dust, and it really gave me some time to get on the treadmill. And we did a lot of family walks outside just because that's all you really could do. But I started running is where it started. Just because that's kind of all you know as a high school athlete, especially being a girl. You know, you run your sprints, you run your laps. There isn't a whole lot of the weight training in the back of your mind. And so I started running, and it was good. It was really good for my mindset. It was good for my body. But after a while, because I had the extra weight, but I also had very little muscle mass. And so it kind of starts breaking down your body when you're not balancing out that cardio with the gain of muscle. And my hips started bothering me really badly, to the point where it just hurt to walk. And at that point I was like, you know, I know that I need to be doing better with my body, because it's telling me so, right? I'm trying to make it better, and it's starting to break down, and I've got to do something different. And that's initially how I got into being interested in burn, knowing that I needed to gain muscle. And I'm not a walk into a Planet Fitness and be able to put my own workout together. That's really difficult for me. And I don't want my coach husband putting together my workout either, because that sounds like the start of a fight.
Right. That's hilarious.
So I was looking for this kind of, this is your workout, let's do it type of environment. And that's when I came across Burn and had that experience in the gym, had the illness, and then found the YouTube channel of the workouts. And honestly, it started as I was only able to do half of one. I did, 25 minutes of one and thought I was going to die. But you work into it. And that's something else about having it at home. You push yourself until you can't, and then you take a break, and it's there if you want to go back to it.
That's a great point. It is a great starting place for people. Mm-hmm. If you're rehabbing an injury, or you just don't have, you're just dipping your toe back into the game. It's such a great resource to, like you said, go and do as much as you can, and then, come back later and give it another 15 minutes. Stacking those workouts in those categories, especially the quick camps, is genius. It's a great way to get really, really strong and really conditioned.
Yeah. If those quick camps had been around when I first started, it would have been a game changer. That would be, that's ideal for somebody that's just working out, trying to figure out what they can do and how it feels, and get a feel for the workouts themselves. I think that's a really great starting point for somebody that's just getting to the point where they're getting themselves together.
Yep. It really does. It makes a difference to, take these huge, audacious goals, these North Star goals, and break them down into little tiny pieces. And that's a way to do that, is to say, I'm going to try 20 minutes today, and I'm going to work my way up to an entire camp, and it'll take as long as it takes, but I'm not going to quit.
Yeah, exactly. It's less daunting that way. You feel like, I can do 20 minutes, right? I can do that. That's not huge. Taking it and breaking it down like that, it's a really great resource.
Yeah, 100%. It's just a way to, take those little tiny steps towards, waking up one day and you're there and you are loving it, and it feels good in your body to do these really challenging camps, and then it makes you want to take care of yourself with better nutrition and start, trying to hit those protein goals. And it's just, it really is. It's a slippery slope in the best possible way, right?
It is. Yeah. Once you start really making those changes, and you feel those muscles in your legs forming that weren't there 6 months ago, or you feel that muscle in your arm, or see that little tiny dip that wasn't there, it really makes you not only want to keep going, but to take better care of yourself with the nutrition. Like, I have muscles, I've got to feed them the right way.
Yep. It becomes that passion that gives you the purpose, that gives you that momentum to keep going and create the life that you really want to live, and the body you want to live in. It's just, it's a tough thing to realize, I think, for a lot of people, but who you are on the inside and the outside is just entirely up to you. And I think Burn on Demand is one of those really critical places where people can go to just start that journey. It's there are no excuses. It's right there. All you have to do is press play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And I always have been an emotional eater. That is something that gets me. And if you replace that with turning on a workout, or turning on a yoga, or turning on a super finisher just to get a little bit of those feelings out. That really is a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah. Replacing that high that the food gives you with those endorphins that the workout gives you. It really is. It's an incredible replacement. And it's been studied, medically for years that those two things can be easily replaced with movement.
Yeah.
And it just affects your mental game. It has a really positive effect on depression. And it's just, I know, like you, probably you just wish that people knew that it was there and it was waiting for them.
Yeah.
So what would you say to somebody who's listening, who's really never stepped foot in a gym or our gym, and who is just kind of scared to take this first step because they're scared they're going to fail? What would you say to them?
I would say that they should try out a quick camp. They should try that. And there's body weight quick camps. You don't need any weights. You don't need any med balls. Do the quick camp and see how you feel with no equipment, and just see if it brings you to life. If it just awakens that flame that fire inside of you that makes you go, I can do that. Because when you finish that, you feel so accomplished, you feel so strong, and I think that you'll surprise yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so well put. It will wake something up inside you that, okay, I just did that. And maybe I can, what else can I do? What else am I not trying that I can accomplish? And that's amazing. That's amazing. Well, I'm so thrilled that Burn on Demand has got you to a place where you are really thriving, and it continues to support you. So excited that, that you have the tolerance to listen to Matt Morris every single day. Is there anything you want to say?
There's definitely mornings at 5 a.m. where there are 4-letter words that go with Matt's name. For sure.
100%. 100%. If he heard the things that I yelled at him during a body weight conditioning protocol, it would. Anyway. Yeah. Okay. So, thank you so much for that story. Thank you for your time today. I want to end with some rapid fire questions.
Okay.
What is your favorite Burn on Demand category?
The full blown just camps, the 45-minute Matt Morris talking to us for the full blown thing.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah. Just getting it done. And it really does fly by. For some reason, when you're working out at home, it just is, it's done. And then you're literally just in the shower and you're ready to go. You've checked that really critical box, and it's done. Yeah. Okay. So what category have you not used yet that you are looking forward to?
The pelvic floor. I know that is a fairly new, right? And
it is.
I've had 2 babies. I'm a woman. I need that, right? I am very excited to explore that.
Yeah. It is. I had the opportunity to be with Dr. Fisher in some of those videos. The things that I learned were really nothing short of life-changing, and I'm not kidding about that. It does make such a huge difference. And then also on the flip side, she's freaking hilarious. Her sayings about what to think about while you're working out and how to activate your pelvic floor will make you burst out laughing. She's very irreverent and very funny. It's one of the most impactful categories that we have on the app right now. I think it's really a game changer for moms.
I really am excited to check it out.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Okay, so so you and your husband work out every morning, well, or in the middle of the night, depending on how you look at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. Do y'all have a goal? What's your goal?
I think consistency is always a daily goal, especially when you're getting up that early and you're getting it done, and you don't have time to give yourself excuses. And so consistency is the daily goal. I just told him the other day, I'd really like to see if I can do a pull-up. My upper body is that has always been, the weak part of me. So I'd really like by the end of the year to do an unassisted pull-up. Just one. You only need one to save your life if you're hanging off of a cliff, right? That's all it takes is just the one.
Good point. Very, very good point. Yeah. You painted a very good picture right there. But then you get one, and then it's just stringing them together. It's those little small win that turns into this like streak where you're suddenly doing 10 unassisted pull-ups, and I totally believe that you can do that 100%.
Yeah. Thank you. I hope to get there. I'm excited to try, which is not something that I thought I would ever say.
What a great way to end this podcast. I'm excited to try. That is like, I mean, that's amazing. I love that you just said that. I think, I hope that people listening to this podcast have that kind of that spark, that come alive, that excitement to try. And we're so grateful for you being a part of our online community and sticking with us through that. And Matt Morris and I work together here at headquarters, so I will I'll tell him, I'll stomp on his toe or something. Just tell him how much we appreciate him. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we really do.
That's great. Well, Kendra, thank you so much for your time today. Super excited to have you on the podcast. Burn Nation, make sure that you are liking and subscribing and all the fun things. And if you have a transformation story that you would like for us to put out to the Burn Nation, please send us an email, and you can get in touch with us at podcast@burnbootcamp.com. And just tell us how Burn has changed your life. There are so many incredible stories that we need to tell. There's so many lives that we want to touch. And through you, we can do that better. All right, Kendra, you gonna take us out?
Yep. 2 claps on 2. 1, 2.